All right, so we have with us Mr. Colin Shah, the chairman of GJEPC. During his leadership in the last 1.5 years, GJEPC has taken a lot of new initiatives. Welcome, Mr. Colin.
Thanks, Umesh.
And to start with, we'd like to talk about the excellent growth the gem and jewelry exports from India has witnessed in the last 1 year. And what are your thoughts? And do you think this trend will continue in the coming years?
So, good question, Sumesh. We've seen actually, I guess, one of our best years in a long time in terms of growth, both in dollar terms and in rupee terms. And we are hoping that we'll end the year close to $40 billion, if not a little bit above, based on the trend so far. And we are in the middle of February, so we have 6 weeks to go. But seems like it's going to be a very, I guess, very positive year for the entire industry. And if you take all our cross sections, except for plain gold jewelry, the dip in exports we saw to the UAE, everything else has grown. So whether it's diamonds, diamond jewelry, silver jewelry, lab grown, gemstones, we've seen a very nice and positive growth in all our different cross sections. So based on, I guess, the momentum that we have today, based on the feedback we're getting from our main markets, especially America and China, and with the UAE India FTA being signed very soon, actually, as we speak, maybe in the next few days, it should be signed. So I guess if all that happens, there's no reason why next year also should not be a very positive year.
All right. Excellent. Now coming to we are just hardly few days away from the IIJS Signature, the most awaited jewelry event, the B2B show of the year, the first event of the calendar year. So how is the preparations and what are your expectations from the IIJS Signature?
So preparations, we didn't get much time, to be honest, because we were struggling, as you know, to not only do the show, especially with the third wave hitting, Geo Center not being available. Our choices were either doing the show between Bangalore or Nesco. If it opened up, we weren't sure whether it's going to open up, but we were fortunate that Nesco opened up. And since we got the permission and possession of the ground, we've been working on a war footing to make sure that we are able to pull off a very successful IIJS. I can happily share that today is Monday, and with a few days left, we are in great shape. We've had a lot of visitors also, especially on the exhibitor side, coming to the convention, and they can see that it's absolutely safe, sparkling clean. The halls are looking nice after this 1.5 year of Nesco being under lockdown practically. So we're pleasantly surprised with the speed with which we were able to I guess execute everything which was required at the convention. Having said that, we have close to 1,000 exhibitors. We have 1,450 booths. 14,000 visitors have already registered for the show. We have international delegation. So the quarantine rules got lifted a few days back. So all our visitors from US, UAE, Egypt, Nepal, Uzbekistan, Bangladesh, they're all coming. And I think it's going to be a successful show. I'm very positive, especially with the developments which have happened in the last week.
Right. And it was nice to see today the confirmation from the Honorable Commerce Minister, Mr. Piyush Goyal, going to inaugurate the IIJS Signature.
Yes, Of course. He's coming, and our Joint Secretary, Mr. Vipul Bansal, is also coming. So I think it'll be good.
Right. Moving to a different topic, Mr. Colin, that recently we have seen a spike in the diamond prices, which have gone up. It depends on whom you talk to, 20%, 30, 40%. What kind of an impact do you see in the rise of prices in domestic and in the export market?
So diamonds, like were maybe the last one in all the commodities to go up or start going up. Yeah. We saw the gold bull run, and after that, you've seen every commodity in the world practically, I would say, more than double in the last 18 months, right? I mean, you take anything. You take copper, manganese, steel, anything at all, right? Even oil prices went up. So it was surprising actually for us in the industry that why diamonds wasn't going up. But having said that, in the last 6 months, we've seen, I would say, 20 to 30% rise, depending on the diamond quality, obviously.
Right.
And I guess, like anything, when it goes up, right, there is some amount of resistance, and it takes time for trade, the consumer to accept that this is the new reality.
Right.
But I think the diamond prices going up is here to stay,
Mhm.
and it'll probably be still going up a little bit in the next few months to come.
Okay.
And I guess the only solace, I guess, for everyone in the industry is that it's still well away from its all-time high. So just to give a little parallel, and since you're in South, if you remember, and even I started my career with South, there was a time in 1990 when rupee dollar was 12 to 15 rupees,
Mhm.
and VVS goods used to be $1,000 a carat at that time.
Ah,
So we used to sell at 12, 15,000 rupees a carat in the local market, but
right.
the dollar price was $1,000.
Right.
Now, after that, over the last 25 years, you've seen the price of goods progressively come down,
Right.
where you had VVS goods selling at, say 35,
Right.
40, 45, 50,000 rupees a carat, right? Now, today, at today's dollar rate of 75, that doesn't equate to what the price used to be
Correct.
30 years back.
And if you add a 5-6% annual inflation,
Yeah.
further it will escalate the price further high.
So there are two ways of looking at it. And, if you ask anyone in the trade, I guess there will be short-term pain.
Right.
While like in gold also, the consumer always holds back when the prices go up.
So what you're
And
saying is
once
the
the
market will adjust to this new prices, right?
market will adjust to this new price over the next few months. And I think come Diwali, that will be the new reality. And the consumer will pay more, and diamond prices are here to stay. It's only going to go up further. It's not coming down.
All right.
So
That's quite, quite good to and quite relieving for the jewelry industry. You feel this trend, is it a temporary? To be honest, when I talk to retailers, they're a bit confused. They've been wait and watch. So it's quite reassuring that diamond prices are strong and it is staying to be strong in future. All right. So going forward, and the last question I need to check with you is after IIJS signature, what are the plans of GJEPC? You had an Akshay Tithya, a show announced for Bangalore, then the IIJS premiere. Could you tell us some preview on the coming events of GJEPC?
So, Sumesh, like what we do, I guess, for all our shows, while of course we announced the Tritiya show, but that was when the signature was in January.
Mhm.
And what we'll do is that after this signature show is over, we'll go back to our exhibitors and we'll do our survey. We'll ask them, we'll do the committee meetings, and then decide if and when the Tritiya show has to happen, the correct dates and everything. So I guess we're maybe 10 to 15 days away from announcing what next on the Tritiya show.
Okay.
Having said that, we of course have our Jaipur exhibition happening from the 10th to the 12th of May. So
Right.
that's definitely happening. That's an international show. That's the international edition. It's the second edition further to the Dubai show we did last year.
Right.
So that's definitely happening. Then we'll have IIJS premiere again happening in August at Nesco. And besides that, we're planning to do two more international shows, which will be one is in the US and one in Dubai, which will be end of the year before Diwali, like October kind of time period. Of
Right.
course, we are still working on the exact dates, customer confirmations, venue confirmations. But we'll have Jaipur, US, and Dubai in terms of international shows for sure happening. You'll have IIJS August happening. Tritiya show we will be discussing internally and we'll announce after the signature show.
Right. Wonderful. So just a last wrap up thing that how do you, when you look back your tenure of last 1.5 years, I think been a roller coaster when you took over, it was a peak pandemic time. And then suddenly such a big growth for one of the highest growth for gem and jewelry sector. And then a lot of new projects, jewelry park, and working with the industry on the other things and closely with the government. So how do you, when you look back this your tenure of last 18 months, what are your reflections?
Uh, That's a very loaded question, Sumesh. But what I can say is that when I started, it was, I guess we were all struck with this crisis, and believe it or not, and I guess you as media and all of us in the industry in the first lockdown,
Hmm.
we all got a knowledge overload with all the webinars we were doing, if you remember, right? And everyone was very uncertain on what the future will be for our sector, whether it's exports, domestic, anything. You know, everyone was worried because the feeling at that time was that we'll be the last ones to recover. But I guess God was kind that after the first lockdown, and I would say that the government was very supportive, God was kind, and even the industry took a lot of, I would say, action steps
Hmm.
to make their business models leaner, meaner. You know, everyone got more efficient
Hmm.
at what they were doing. So when I look back at least my tenure in council, we, you know, being a trade facilitator, I'm happy that we were able to be a part of everyone's journey
Hmm.
from coming out of the crisis to, you know, coming into a much better time. So today, when you see everyone's faces, whether it's exports or domestic, diamond, jewelry, any sector,
Right.
most of our friends in the industry would say that last year was the best year they ever had in their careers. You know, the gold people saw the huge upside on the gold price.
Correct.
You know, diamond prices went up, gemstone did well, retail was good, e-commerce was good. You know, everything in our industry was positive.
True.
So in some sense, while we started in a crisis, it's been a great run that we've been getting a huge appreciation for all
Exactly.
the efforts that we had.
The crisis turned into a big opportunity, and it's turned out to be is a great time for everyone. And
Yeah.
cost cutting, getting everybody getting digital, all those new initiatives which would have never happened otherwise.
Yeah, so it's been good. It's been a good ride, and I'm glad that you know, in my tenure will come to an end, this whole board's tenure, and I'm sure you know, under Vipul's leadership, council will only go to greater heights in the future. So,
Right. Wonderful. So thank you very much for your valuable time, and wishing you all the very best for the IIJS signature, and look forward to meet you there.
thanks so much. Thank you. Bye.